Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Rob Squad and the Creators. As always, we are so pumped to be doing this, to have all these amazing artists and guests come in and talk with us and listen to some amazing music. But if you are new here, you are here as always with your boy Jay.
Hey y'all, you're also here with your girl Amber, and you guys know that I love the 60s and can really only dream of being a hippie. But lucky for me, I get a little slice of the 60s by getting to talk with this artist and get to react to some of the music from that time. So this week we are so stoked to have an inductee to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame and the one and only Mr. Felix Cavaliere.
Everybody clap it up.
All right. Hey, what a lovely introduction. Good to see you all.
Hey, it's great to have you here on the channel. It is an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
You know, we've listened to a couple songs before, and like I said, 60s is her time. It's my hippie woman. She absolutely loves it. So it's
Wannabe. Wannabe. I can't claim it.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
And we hear that you have a song that we haven't heard yet that you want us to listen to. But before we get into all that, you know, I kind of just wanted to ask a couple questions. The first one was, sure. How did you guys get your name when you first started?
That's great.
Because the Rascals, that's ornery, right? How did y'all come about?
Well, I'll tell you,
that?
it's a really cool story. You know, like I mean, I don't know if have you ever heard of Soupy Sales?
No.
Oh my goodness! Soupy Sales was this guy who was on television. He was a comedian, and he had it was kind of like a kids show, but you know, it was so hip that we used to watch it. The older people used to watch it because he was just silly.
Wait a minute. Yeah. I gave you $1 and it was only 50 cents. You owe me half a buck.
I owe you a half a buck?
That's right.
Here you are, kid.
That is a half a one.
That's a half a one.
How's these horns?
Triumph.
He was very, very well known. Well, he put out a record. He put out a couple of records, and as silly as it may sound, it was called The Mouse.
The Mouse.
The Mouse, because he used to do this stuff. He had puppets, and he was a really, God rest his soul, he was one of the coolest dudes I ever met.
Cool.
Do the mouse, yeah. Hey, do it all around your house, yeah.
So he put out a hit record. He put out a record. So we said, man, we got to get discovered. How are we going to get discovered? Nobody knows us, you know? So let's go see Soupy. Let's go to Channel 5 and let's say, hey, man, you know what? You need a band to back up your hit record. So we walk in, you know, and immediately he starts dissing us, you know? Hey, everybody, grab your wallets. You know what I'm saying? These guys don't look cool, you know? And so we start laughing. And then we start telling him, you know, you say, look, you know, Mr. Sales, you got a hit record, and I'm sure you're going to want to go out and tour. You know, well, we're a band. We know all of your stuff, man. So he says, wow, you mean all these years I've gone without a band, and I need a band? He says, you need a band. So we're laughing, and he says, you know, this could work out because you guys laugh at everything I say. Everything. He says, sometimes that can come in handy. You know, you get in front of an audience. You know? So he said, what do you call yourself? Now, we did not have a name. You know, we kept trying different names, and somebody had it, or like, you know, we had Them and we had Cray. And he said, well, he says, and I can remember this, man, like, you know, he said, well, I know what I'd like to call you, but we couldn't put it up on the marquee. You know what I'm saying? I said, yeah, I get you. Yeah. He says, you guys look like a bunch of rascals. And that's how we got our name.
It's cool that like you guys didn't come up with the name collectively. He was like, y'all just look like a bunch of rascals. There it is.
They came in there acting like some rascals. They were like, hey, you need a band, you got a band right here.
Oh, yeah. We had 2 guys from New Jersey and 2 guys from New York State. And, you know, we really had a good time. In the beginning, we really had a good time.
Hamming it up.
That is such an awesome story.
Oh, yeah, we had a great time.
And we hear that you have a song that you would like for us to check out.
In those days, when you worked in a club or you worked in a venue, the audience was 21 or over. There was no 18 yet.
Right.
And the proprietors, the people who owned the places, demanded that you do what they call covers. All of a sudden, you had somebody come along like Bob Dylan, like the Beatles, like the Stones, and the Lovin' Spoonful, and they're writing their own songs. Now, this was unheard of prior to that. So when the English wave came through, they broke that. See, all of a sudden now the artist is the songwriter.
Wow.
I never
And-
thought of that.
Me neither, ever.
Well, this was a huge change because it really revolutionized the fact that, okay, now you've got an individual who's an artist espousing his or her views. I mean, Taylor Swift, I mean, is a perfect example. She writes all her own songs, as opposed to going to a publishing house and getting what they considered to be a song that had nothing to do with you.
Right.
So it really started a whole new era, and it really was a very important thing for us. For us, meaning, people who like to create, and
Yeah.
to have it. Well, prior to that, we couldn't do that. See, so what I would do is, I'd listen to all these obscure radio stations. You know what I'm saying? I had a radio station I could check out and say, oh, that's what's going on. Oh, I see. Yeah. Now, today, the difference between today and then is you want to hear something, man, you go online. Bingo. You can get that from Ghana. I don't care where you get it. It's coming
That's
over.
right.
We didn't have that. So I had to get on my little horse, my little bus, my little car, whatever. And I'd have to go to a place called New Rochelle. Now, sure, New Rochelle was the hood. They had these record stores in there. And I'd go in there and I'd find this thing, 45s. You know 45s, right? You know what they are, right?
Yeah.
And they used to have little booths where you could go and listen.
That's so
You know what I'm saying?
cool.
Oh, it was so different.
That's
man.
so
My God,
cool.
you just turn on the freaking computer now. You got anything you want.
Instant.
man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it's very different. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of us oldies but goodies, we really respect and appreciate the music because we had to go out of our way to get it. We had to find it. We had to find it. But when I heard Ray Charles,
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
anyway, I'm getting off the track with Good Lovin', but what happened is that's one of the songs that I heard. It was a group that came out, it was called the Olympics.
Yeah.
You know, and now the Olympics had a bunch of hit records. They had Western movies and Hully Gully, and they were like, they were really a good group. They were more of a singing group. But anyway, they did this song.
I was feeling so bad. Asked the family doctor what I had. I said, a doctor, Mr. MD.
But they didn't do it like we did it. So that's how I got that song, you know, and I would have to bring the 45 to the guy, say, no, this is not our song, man. This is check it out. See, it's so-and-so. From the first day we played that song, people jumped out of their seats and danced.
Oh, I can't wait to get into it. And like, I guess I've just never really thought about it. It's never been broken down to us like that. Like before.
How hard do you gotta hunt for music?
Yeah, like before
Besides
the 60s.
just going to the record store, like what he described, like just the whole scene of walking in there,
Completely
just a
different,
building,
man.
listening to music.
Groovy.
That's crazy. That's a different setting. Riding the bus just to get there to listen to a song. That's love for music.
And the crazy.
Yeah, well, it's many of us did that. Believe me,
Yeah.
like, you know, you went without your lunch money because, you know, you wanted to get this, you know, 45, you know, and you know, it was. I think if you talk to a lot of the groups from that time, the English, they had to go out of their way to hear this stuff. You couldn't just get it. You know what I mean? And when like, for example, that song and another song too, Mustang Sally we did, you know, which was a big hit with Wilson Pickett, but we did it before Wilson Pickett. You know, so how you going to hear that? You're not going to hear that unless you tune in to the right places or, you know, like I say, you go to that part, you just got to check it out because it wasn't on the pop radio stations.
Right.
See, it'd be so cool to walk into like a record store
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah,
that
that's
would
cool.
be so cool. That would be fun. But we hear the song you're bringing to us, "Good Lovin'." We're so ready to jump right into it and check it
Yeah.
out. And you said people can't
Got up
hear it
and
without
dance.
dancing.
Yeah.
So I'm really ready to check it out now. Guys,
I'm sure you guys heard this before. You just don't remember.
Guys, make sure y'all like the video, hit subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell. Let's check it out. "Good Lovin'."
Now here's an American combo, the Young Rascals. So let's bring them on.
Look at him.
That guitar riff right there.
Wow. Wow.
That video right there, that video right there explains it. Some rascals, like some absolute rascals.
Rascals,
Man,
yeah.
I tell you.
And
Imagine
I love.
I used to be able to play that fast. You know that? I can't do that. No. Wow. Yeah, we had a good group, man. We had some really solid people that could play. You know, and it's just so much memories, man. Like,
See, it seemed like you guys, and this is from the outside looking in, were really all really good friends because you could all have a good time up there together.
well, you know, it started off that way, you know, but then life sets in. You know what life's all about. I mean, life can be really interesting. But
Yeah.
no, we had a good time, man. And you know, like, it's the difference. Well, I guess it's like being on a team. You know, when you're on a team, you got that camaraderie, you know, and that's fun as long as everybody keeps their balance. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
no doubt.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen too often.
No,
It's
I
hard.
loved it because it was so lively. Like as soon as it started, like the tambourine player.
The tambourine.
I'm sorry, like it was just everybody was having a good time. But then we got into those soulful screams.
Yeah.
And my goodness, like if that didn't give you life and give you energy,
Oh,
and
well,
then
thank you.
when
Appreciate
you
it.
started going off on that piano, it was just
Yeah.
like, all right, it's explosive. We're done. It's too good.
Well, you know, like I said, it was a lot faster. See, that was a live
Live.
performance on Ed Sullivan show, you know, and Ed Sullivan was an interesting thing. I don't know if you're aware of that. He had a show
Yeah.
every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And a lot of the people, I mean, that was the first time Elvis was on a TV show. Well, actually, it was the second time, but he was the most national one. And then the Beatles, and then the Stones, you know. And just to show you the difference between then and now, which I might say is the name of my newest album, Then and Now. Anyway, I'm just putting
Nice
that in
putting.
there.
I like that.
And it was a big deal to be on that show. Believe me, that was the best. That's how you got heard all around the country.
See, I was going to ask you, like, when y'all were on that show, is that the point where you feel like you made it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, as they say, when Elvis went on, everybody, the whole world, the whole country rather, just went like, oh, wow, what's this guy,
Man, thank you so much, Mr. Felix, for coming on here and bringing that to us. Before we always, kind of end the show, we always want to keep our RSR family up to date with what you got going on. You just mentioned your album.
Then and Now.
Yep, Then and Now. I'll say we're super excited to check that out. If you send us over, we'll put the link and all the info down in our description, so all the fans can go out there and check it out.
Well, what I did on this album was just like, this is a COVID album. We got locked up, so I said, well, let's do something. So what I did is I did 5 songs from my past that influenced me. And these are artists that you should know if you don't know, like Benny King, man, Jackie Wilson, and Ray Charles. And then I re-recorded those, and I wrote 5 new ones. So check it out. We'll make sure you get it.
Definitely, we will be sure to check it out.
Did you not hear that Ray Charles scream that he was giving out?
Yeah,
you hear the influence, right? How soulful you get it now.
Yeah, it was. I had a chance to meet him, and I was really honored. Yeah, a great story. I could talk to you all night. I did this television program, and Jane Meadows, who she was, and not Jane Meadows, excuse me. But she did a television show, and Ray's sitting there on a chair like this, and I'm playing with the band in the interims, and every time I did something, he go. And I said, "That's my man."
That's an honor. That's an honor.
You're telling me, man. I was so thrilled to meet him, man. I was really thrilled. That's a very, very, very interesting man, let me tell you.
Well, Felix, thank you so much.
That was cool.
RSR family, as we always send you guys out of here every day. We love you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And remember, every day that you guys wake up, it truly is a blessing and that you are blessed. And for you new family members that hit that subscribe button down below, we welcome you guys to the RSR family. But at the end of the day, we all have the same goal. Let them know.
All right, y'all, let's all go out in this world as a collective. Let's spread some light. Let's spread some love. And let's just put our best foot forward. And if we can, make somebody smile.
We love y'all. Till next time. We'll see you guys later.